Put salt in the corners of your home and watch what happens. Now, I admit when I first stumbled on this, I was very skeptical. It sounds almost too good to be true, but what if it just takes a little pinch of salt to change your life? Like, did you know that salt's been used for centuries and it was once traded like gold? It was that valuable that countries used to fight over it, and the magic properties of certain salts had nothing to do with spices. They had to do with changing your life and your energy, which is why it became so valuable that it was traded on the black market throughout Asia and Europe. But when you ask yourself, like, what comes to mind when you think of salt? It's food. But that's one of the tiniest historical uses of salt. Now, before I give you this ancient technique that can change your life, the question is, how is putting salt in the corners of your house going to change your life? And this goes back through extensive world history research, religions, ancient empires, Jesus himself, shamans, Gandhi, Buddha, the Roman Empire. So I'm going to give you 4 crazy examples from human history that shows the mysterious power of salt, why they believed it was one of the secrets to the universe and laws of manifestation. And then I'm going to give you this simple salt technique that you can use right now to change your life. So number 1 is they use it in most religions. Now salt, what we think of this ordinary substance that's found in every single kitchen, it actually holds a divine power that was known to all these religions. Jesus himself knew. In fact, salt is mentioned over 40 times in the Bible alone. The Catholic Church blends salt with water to create holy water because salt is known to purify energy and make things sacred. In Judaism, salt is in their rituals and creates a covenant between themselves and God. In Hindu rituals, they called salt lavana, vital for enlightenment. Ancient Romans believed that salt symbolized unspoiled life. They had a saying, solus per aquam, which meant health through salt water. Then there's the protective rituals. In Buddhism, they carried salt shields to protect themselves from negative entities after funerals. Shinto faith uses it for purification. And in Ireland, they used to use the Lord's Prayer when they thought someone was negatively affected by supernatural forces. Which brings us to number 2, that salt is the ancient guardian mineral. Maybe you heard about people that put salt lines as they enter your home. Now, it actually isn't just crazy folklore. People actually used it for thousands of years to create invisible shields from negative energy. And this belief goes all the way back to ancient Egypt. The pharaohs wouldn't allow expeditions to begin without a ceremonial burning of salt on coals to ward off negative spirits to ensure safe passage through the desert. And then in Buddhism, salt is a protective talisman. And cool thing, it's even used in sumo wrestling. In the sumo ring, they do a line of salt to purify the environment from negative emotions. And then, if you're worried about witchcraft back in the day, Normandy, Scotland, and parts of Germany, they used salt as a defense line from dairy production farms so the witches wouldn't attack them. And then in Bavaria, they actually used salt to detect witchcraft. And it's funny to think about, like, no matter what people believed, they seemed to use salt techniques to protect and change their life. And now that you know, the next step is how to use it. And when you know how to use it, there's no turning back. Now, the important thing is principle number 3, which is the salt crystals. When you look under it with a microscope, down to the tiniest crystals, you find structured, sacred geometry. So if you're not familiar with sacred geometry, it's believed to be one of the keys to the universe. It's found all through nature, the design of ancient churches, temples, holy sites. Even Leonardo da Vinci drew upon sacred geometry to create works that resonate with this divine frequency. And you can tap into this divine frequency with a simple salt technique that I'm about to share. And it all comes together with crazy idea number 4, negative ions. Like, if you ever walked on the beach and you just feel good, it's because of negative ions. And it does sound too good to be true, but salt is also a conduit for negative ions as well. So when salt dissolves, it releases charged sodium and chloride ions that emit negative ions. So medical research actually proved negative ions are mood elevators and antidepressants, and that kind of explains why Himalayan salt lamps have just become so popular. So the research goes back to 1932, American research engineer Dr. Clarence Hansel, and it's been replicated many times, showing that negative ions, which salt also emits, can cure seasonal depression. So if you really want to get super scientific with it, the negative ions that things like salt actually emit affects your trachea, allowing more oxygen when you breathe, increasing your serotonin levels. So it's like a pharmaceutical drug, and this is all found in something as simple as salt. And I could go on and on and on. There's so much more I could say. We could easily talk for 60 minutes about salt, but I didn't think you'd want to hear 60 minutes about salt because you want to use this ancient technique to change your life. That's what you want. But if you want to hear more, this could be an ongoing series. You could let me know in the comments down below. But for the sake of making sure your life is changed by this video, I want to break down the simple salt method that you can use today. Now, before we dive into that, if you're enjoying this video, I have a free financial success hypnosis. You can click right here, or you can go to jakeshypnosis.com. It's pinned in the description and pinned to the top comment. It's jakeshypnosis.com. It's my free financial success hypnosis to reprogram your subconscious mind to attract what you want quicker and faster and easier. So you can check that out right there down below. Now, the first step is to get a clear glass and pour sea salt into it. So cover about 1/3 of the glass like this. And then you can top the glass off with water and then put it wherever you feel bad vibes, in your house or the way you feel it with the energy most often. So it could be an area in your house that triggers stress or negative thinking. It could be an area of your house where you spend most of your time working on your goals and dreams and you're having some challenges right now. So pick an area that's most important to you. And then put the glass in a hidden area where no one's gonna move it or drink it, and leave it there for 24 hours. If it looks exactly like when you left it, that means the negative energies have cleared from your life or your home. And if that happens, you can set a new intention for another specific area of your life, and you can move the glass into a different area of your home. But if the glass has smudges or the water is less clear than when you started, it means there's some energy problems that need to be removed and purified, just like they use salt in ancient practices. So if that's the case, repeat the process with a new glass every 24 to 48 hours until it's as clean as you left it. Now, when you do this, the important thing is to remember that salt absorbs negative energies from your house and your life the same way it absorbs moisture. So sea salt, rock salt, Himalayan pink salt, they've been used by religions and shamans historically because they have more powerful energy absorbing properties. So if you can get one of those, all the better. So there you have it. With just a glass and some salt, you can create a powerful energy shield around you in your home. This is a simple and effective technique that is really proven through history, religions, and ancient civilizations. It's like a personal energy filter that keeps the negativity out, and it lets your intentions and desires manifest without the weight of all this blocked energy. So I guess history shows us a pinch of salt can turn your life around, even if it sounds crazy. So if you enjoyed this video and you want to share your story from using this technique, let me know in the comments right there down below. You can click here to get my free success hypnosis. If you enjoyed this video, hit the like, subscribe, bell notification, and click right here to watch my salt money method.